Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. We're going to get into a reading. As always, you know what the deal is. To see what the messages are for you, to see what Spirit wants you to know in this time, in this period of time, with whatever situations that you guys could be dealing with. As always, be sure to use your own intuition. That is the most important thing. Do not allow any influence, even my influence, to sway what you know to be true within your heart, within your soul, within your mind. Okay. Go on your own understanding, because honestly, right now, there's a lot of things that could be trying to throw you off. So what's most important is that in your heart of hearts, you see clearly and you see the truth. And if there's anything that's blocking you from that, Spirit is, wanting you guys to remove it, okay? I want you guys to know that whatever comes out in the reading, you are protected. That is something that they want me to highlight as well. And that you can figure out the solution to any problem that you may be facing. You just gotta, allow it to come to you, okay? So I hope you guys are doing well. As always, y'all know, like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. It is officially freezing, okay? It's cold. We are about to go into this hibernation season, and I just want you guys to just be aware of your surroundings. I may not always be able to express myself in the way that is as easy to digest as some may desire, but I want you guys to just protect yourself in this season, because there are a lot of things that are happening around us that we may be sensitive to, especially as Pisces or people with Pisces in their charts. Hey y'all, okay. That we just need to be very mindful and aware of these different influences, okay? Because we're very powerful individuals. And you want to make sure that you're not being hoodwinked or bamboozled into using your power for something that is irrelevant to your overall well-being or to those who you love around you. So let's go ahead and get into it. If you guys would like to check out my services, I offer readings, but I also offer a pen pal service if you want to talk about anything that may be weighing heavily on your chest, or if you want me to pray for you, I offer that as well for the lowest price possible of $1.11. If you want me to say a prayer for you or for someone who you love in good faith, then check that out in the link below, you guys, okay? Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonates. We're going to start with the Outlander deck, because I'm a stan of Outlander. Lord. Okay, so we have marriage just popped out. Let's see. Guardian angels, archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration. Father, Mother, God, for Pisces, when it comes to what they need to know at this time. Okay, when it comes to what they need to know at this time, Spirit, what is the message that you want Pisces to be aware of at this time? Oh, ew. Wait, I almost said discipline. It says disciple. Is this that girl? I can't remember her name. It says disciple. Let's see. Knowledge. Okay, she's holding a book. There's a stack of books right there. Interesting. Seer. Ooh. A disciple and a seer. Those are the let's see. Okay. So there's two different types of cards. Portraits and attributes. So the knowledge card is an attribute, and the seer and disciple are portrait. So let's look at knowledge first, okay? Oh, my fingers are so cold. I be keeping the windows open. Listen, when it's wintertime, I don't care if it's winter or summer, these windows be open, child, because we need to keep the energy flowing. Now, the knowledge card says it's talking about Denzel Hunter. And I believe that's the brother of whoever this. I might be wrong, but we'll see. Denzel Hunter studying. So higher learning, power, and healing are the attributes of this particular attributes card. It says Dr. Denzel Hunter, like Claire, assiduously seeks wisdom and uses it to help others. So assiduously, if I remember correctly, is like a level of determination. Okay. So, unceasing curiosity. All right. And I believe it's for a good purpose. Let me look that up again. What does assiduously mean?
Assiduously means with great care and perseverance.
With great care and perseverance, yeah. Yeah, it's like really being determined with great care and perseverance. So assiduously seeking wisdom and uses it to help others. Okay, just like Claire. Now, if we go to, there's the seer card right there. Let's go to, disciple. Malva Christie. Oh, yeah, I remember. I knew that wasn't Denzel Hunter's sister, but I couldn't tell. Malva Christie is that girl who basically came and migrated to America with her family, and her father was one of Jamie's like old jail cellmates or something like that. They both were sent to prison for their involvement in the rising and the battles and everything that happened, where they focused on like Culloden and stuff like that. And he was a little bit of like, he was a little bit aggressive when it came to his belief systems. So Malva Christie, this talks about an apprentice, a follower, and an attendant. An eager young student, the disciple is new to her field, absorbing experience and knowledge. Tom Christie's mistreated daughter, Malva, enthusiastically commits to Claire's mentorship and teachings, which is kind of similar to them talking about Dr. Denzel Hunter in the knowledge card, because he was seeking knowledge as well. And Claire kind of acted as his mentor to a certain degree. And Malva she was kind of interested in what Claire was doing, but they say she was mistreated because Tom Christie was very much so like religious, like staunchly religious, and he was very focused on like a woman's place, and he didn't want her to learn too much about what Claire was doing because he felt like it would put he felt like it would put kind of like these heathen ideas into his daughter's mind, and it was just kind of crazy. And then she was being mistreated as well, and it was something going on with her and her brother, which, I mean, you got to be there, you got to watch the show to understand. And it was just a whole weird kind of situation, and she ended up like acting out against Claire and Jamie in a really like kind of backstabby way. But they're describing her kind of like from a pure form in this card, because as a disciple, she wants to learn. She wants to absorb knowledge. And she commits to learning, but also it's a bit obsessive as well. Like she was a little throwed off. Now, if you go to the seer card, let's see what the seer has to say. Okay. Now this is Nyaween. Okay, so I remember we read this card before, if I'm saying that right. It says clarity, insight, inner life. The seer or high priestess embodies secret knowledge. Good Lord. So, I mean, are they trying to drive a point home, or are they trying to drive a point home? Y'all tell me. Because knowledge is in that card. It's mentioned in the disciple card, and now it's mentioned in the seer card. So the seer or high priestess embodies secret knowledge. Claire's mentor, Nyaween, helps others see through deceit and grasps the wisdom of the universe. Dang. So there's something about like knowledge or education. And it kind of feels like there's this opposite energy. There's this like contradictory energy with this message, to where it kind of feels like spirit wants you to know that not everyone is learning about something for the purpose of good, or everyone involved in a situation is not involved because they want to do right by people, or they want to bring some type of healing to people. There's somebody here who maybe isn't ready for something. They're not ready to learn something, or they're not absorbing the knowledge, seeking the knowledge, doing the knowledge, okay, period, for the right reasons, right? It's like if someone goes to school to be a doctor, they don't want to be a doctor because they want to, like, for example, they may not want to be a doctor to help people. They may want to be a doctor because they like playing in people's bodies. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they're doing it for the money. It's like there's something about a person's intentions here that aren't necessarily in alignment with the group, or that aren't necessarily in alignment with the greater good. There's a person whose intentions aren't necessarily pure when it comes to gaining the knowledge that they wish to gain. And the reason why I say intentions is because it kind of feels like it's because they may have a heart or a spirit on them of revenge, envy, jealousy, revenge, spite, get back, all that type of stuff, That's what it kind of feels like. It feels like some of you guys could be in a position of Nyaween over here, the seer card. Some of you may have gained a lot of knowledge over time about a particular topic that could provide some type of assistance, or like, the good qualities of something, the benefit of something. You have educated yourself in a way that shows that you have good intentions behind what you're doing. And because you have taken the time to research and find out deeper meanings to things and have more information, you can offer a lot to people when it comes to what it is that you know. And I feel like you may be a guiding light for some of you, for people who could potentially misuse or abuse knowledge or power in some way. Right? Like, the things that could be very useful, but they could also be very dangerous. Kind of feels like there's a tool here. Like, it could just be as simple as you educating people on, pum safety, right? Pum safety, right? Somebody may want to purchase a firearm for protection because they may rightfully need it. You get what I'm saying? Like, they may be in a position where this is something that they would benefit from, or that they actually do need because of whatever situation that they're in, but they need to know how to use it properly in order to, prevent harm from themselves and others. Right? Because I suggest that especially women should protect themselves in that way, but you also need to take your ass to the gun range and figure out what's going on so that you don't hurt yourself or someone else, not knowing what it is that you hold, like the power that you hold. So some of you could be, there could be a mentee coming into your life. Some of you guys are mentors, maybe big brother, big sister type of vibe. Okay. Some of you guys are mentors and there's about to be a student coming in and you're going to be teaching them. Some of you guys are the student and you're coming across a teacher and you need to be mindful of, well, I'm not going to say what you, child, I be working on that and it's hard, but I would suggest that you be mindful of the information that you're coming across and how you're using it, because that's how things backfire on you negatively when you haphazardly or very not callous, I guess, but irresponsibly use whatever this information is. You know, this could even be a child learning how to drive. Like some of you guys could have a teenager and maybe they're learning how to drive. They want to get their driver's license, but they need to understand the safety rules of operating a vehicle, because it's literally a mobile, dangerous machine that could inflict a lot of harm if not used properly. What is this? Nurturing. Look at that. Just popped out. Mentoring, wisdom, giving back. Maybe this is what some of you guys are planning on doing. Maybe you're planning on volunteering with youth or doing something to help mentor, nurture, or guide the youth or a particular youth in your life. I'm hearing like gang, like I just heard like the GDs, okay? Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that may not be for you. But if that's what it feels like. We have smell the roses, slow down, take some time, take some you time, get out into nature, and then nature, nurture. Ooh. Y'all hear the beeping? Nature versus nurture. So someone's nature could be influencing their behavior. Also, someone's nurturing or lack thereof could be influencing their nature. All that beeping. Some of you guys could be undoing some type of harm that was done to someone when they were a child. Yeah. Some of you may need to look into the information or knowledge that's being gained by your children. You may want to check in with them about their I wanted to say idols, their role models, people who are mentoring them. Burn bridges, lack of trust, disloyal, turn back on. Some of you guys are going to receive some type of support, charity, love, because people have turned their back on you. Some of you are giving that to someone as well. Some of you are just taking time to nurture yourself because you feel like you have to pour back into yourself because there's some type of distrust that you've found out about or something. Some of you guys may be cutting off a student or a mentee because they choose or have chosen to misuse the information, which is crazy because that girl, Malva Christie, right? I told y'all in the beginning, she ended up turning on Claire and Jamie and accusing Jamie of doing something heinous because she was actually in a negative situation with her brother. Okay. Clock the T. You may have been in a position where you were wanting to help someone because you thought that they desired the same things you desired, but you're finding out that their intentions are not in alignment with you, or they're impure. There's something impure about this energy or about the situation that you're in. There's an impurity or something tainted here. Okay. And the seer card did reference like deceit. Ooh, my hands are cold, child. Somebody may be upset because you're not going at the pace that they want to go. Like, because Malva Christie was very like, she was really like her father in a lot of ways, but just with her own intentions, right? Her father was extremely dogmatic and religious and staunchly Christian. And it's like she was the same way, but she was the same way with her own desires and intentions. Hold on, y'all. I was like, what the heck is going on? AAA is out there. Yeah, it kind of feels like someone's trust was broken. Let's see, what else is this? Maybe some of you guys thought that you could nurture some type of nature out of a person, or that you could help them, or maybe save them from themselves. Like, it could be in someone's nature to be a certain way or to act out in a certain way. And maybe you thought that if you could nurture their mind or nurture their heart, nurture their soul, help show them a different path, that they could possibly gain something from it. And I feel like that's true, because the knowledge that you have is doing that for some people, but it's just some people just don't have it in them. Just like I be going off on some of y'all, listen, because I know you're out there, all right? It's like, that's why I have to say what I have to say to certain people. And I appreciate those of you who respect me just expressing myself the way that I feel necessary in these readings, because there are a lot of people who watch these readings with negative intentions. And I have to be honest about that, because sometimes it comes up. And, some of you who aren't necessarily familiar with the way channeling works and the way these readings go, you take that personally when it's not a personal attack at you, right? It could be triggering something within you that you're working through, but it's not necessarily a personal attack at you. And when I say things to people who may come to these readings with the wrong intentions, and I warn them, or I say something cutting and sharp, you have to understand that it's because there's a lot of people out here who use and abuse and mistreat people who are in my position, because they want some type of personal gain in a situation where they're doing wrong by somebody. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's things that maybe you are susceptible to because of what you've been through, or it's things that you may have experienced at one point in your life that you're working through. And it doesn't necessarily mean, you're a bad person. I don't think anyone, at least I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable to come to these readings, but I have to be real about what I see, and I have to be honest when it comes to the way that I deliver the message, because that's just how it works for me. It just feels like there's certain people here who are going to be able to absorb and assimilate the messages that you have, or the knowledge that you have, or what you have to give. And there's certain people who are just a lost cause. What else for Pisces? Ooh, man crying in reverse, getaway, and thorny. See what I'm saying? Take a break to get clear. Time apart is needed. Long distance love affair. So there's definitely some type of break or respite that you guys need. There's a need for a break. There's a need to create distance or separation or time apart, to slow down, to rest, to recharge, to pour back into yourself, to reground by getting in nature. Roses may be significant. You may want to at least get one rose if you can. And just really soak up your life and soak up whatever spirit is wanting you to sop up. You the biscuit, okay? Spirit wants you to sop up the gravy of your life in more honoring ways, okay? And there's definitely a person here who maybe you tried to help, or maybe you came across them as an adult that, you know, you felt like they just needed some love and support, but they may be too far gone, because not only is it in their nature to be a certain way, but they were also possibly nurtured by someone who was a bad influence. That's what I'm getting. Like, there's something here about a bad influence. Yeah. And Dr. Hunter wanted to be a good influence on others and wanted to be the best doctor that he could be. Malva was curious about what Claire did, which was technically, she was a doctor. It's just when she went back into history, it wasn't allowed. So she was still practicing what she learned in the future, in the past, but she couldn't be called a doctor. And it's like Denzel knew she was a doctor. You know, Jamie would tell everybody she's a doctor, but like Denzel was going to use her information in a good way, but Malva kind of was using her knowledge in a negative way and wanting to learn with negative intentions behind it because of the influence of her father. It's really crazy. And then Thorny says, difficult to handle too much discord, needs love and care, right? But I kind of feel like somebody's detached from their emotions with this man crying. It feels like there's somebody, it could be a masculine or feminine, but it's like somebody's detached from their emotions, or they've cut off their emotions because they were taught to do so, or they're very numb. Not everybody's going to use this information in the right way. But you know what? On some level, with this seer, it kind of feels like that comes with the territory. Like, you can't help everybody. You get what I'm saying, Pisces? Like, you can't help every person. Every person who comes to these readings is not going to hear what the fuck I'm saying. It's only a select few of you guys who are meant to be here, who stumbled across this. Everybody who comes here is meant to be here, right? I believe that, right? There's no coincidences for me. So everybody who's meant to be here is meant to be here. But my presence appearing in your life is like an ace of whatever suit. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. My presence is like an ace. It's like the Fool card. It's the beginning. It's what you do with it. At the end of the day, I can't and will not be held liable for your decisions, as it's stated legally in the description box. And whatever you choose to do from this point forward, whether you take the information and the knowledge that I give you, or whether you don't use it and you move on, or whether you choose to abuse it, that's on you. So there could be some of you guys who are in a position of a teacher or of a mentor, and you may have some people who aren't ready, or they're just not in the right place, I guess, mentally, to really appreciate the information that you have. And all you can do is put it out there, right? All you can do is put it out there, because that's all, all you can do is what you feel called to do. And I feel like Spirit wants you to enjoy the process more, because I feel like maybe there's this like energy of wanting to, touch more people, or, be able to influence in more people, or whatever it is that you have knowledge or information about. There's a desire that you have to be good when it comes to what it is that you do, but it's like you can't control where you take it. It's like if somebody created a religion, or if somebody created a club, and then that club evolves over centuries into something dark when that wasn't the intention when it was created. It's like the person who created it really doesn't have any control over that, because it's going to go where it's going to go. regardless. These 3 cards popped out. Reevaluate, revenge, abundance and blessings, opportunist, and career and self-development. Right. I said self-development. The card says self-employment, child. So opportunist says personal gain, self-serving, taking advantage, egocentric. That's kind of how Malva was when it comes to the information Claire was giving her. She was using it for her own personal gain. She was very self-serving, you know, taking advantage of Claire, taking advantage of her kindness, all that. And then we have reevaluate. Revenge says retaliation, tit for tat, payback, and abundance and blessings. And then we have career change / self-employment. So I feel like there's some type of information or knowledge that you guys have, Pisces, that someone is using in a very negative way. But the all-seeing eye sees all, bitch. And the moon is in the middle. So it's like whatever somebody thinks they're hiding or being real sneaky about, they're not actually getting away with. Okay? They're not actually getting away with it the way that they think they're getting away with it. So shout out to all of y'all who are in here watching with bad intentions. Okay. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you got to be very careful about that. And it's like, you can't play around with this type of stuff, because at the end of the day, it's going to play out in your life. As soon as you watch a tarot reading, as soon as you pick up a tarot deck, as soon as you use this information for the wrong reasons, it will backfire on you. Shit will start happening. You know, and I feel like Spirit is trying to tell some of you guys who feel responsible. I was trying to say, Spirit is trying to tell some of you guys who feel responsible to kind of like take a load off. Okay. Because I feel like someone was going to be thorny regardless. Someone was going to be disloyal or turn their back on you regardless. Someone was going to try to get revenge regardless. Oh. Whoever's thinking that they're going to have some type of abundance or blessings through a tit for tat, revenge, retaliatory situation is needing to reevaluate what they're doing. Okay. I don't know. There could be something about a career change or self-employment here as well. This could be involving somebody's career choice. It just feels like any career choice that someone chose for the wrong reason. This could be doctors. This could be an influx of doctors being disbarred, or lawyers being disbarred, I meant to say, I guess. I don't know what it is when doctors lose their license, but there could be a lot of doctors losing their license, a lot of lawyers being disbarred, a lot of teachers being discredited. Like, there's this energy of someone getting into something for the wrong reason, and now they're being exposed. This is a part of the infrastructure crumbling. So if you didn't watch that video, that live that we did about the crumbling infrastructure, and you haven't been watching the lives that we've been doing, this, you know, there could be some information there, but I'm just telling you, you don't have to watch it, but this is what that's about. I feel like you guys have the ability to not only guide people and teach people what you know, but you also have the ability to see through the fakers and the posers. Yeah. What else for Pisces? Ooh, daughter reverse. What is going on? So this may be somebody who's adopted. It's not your daughter, but it's your stepdaughter. It's not your son, but it's your stepson. It's not your daughter, but it's your son. I don't know, child. We have new love and happiness. Wow. What the heck is going on? Man, this Scorpio energy is crazy. I'm telling you. Like, when the seasons change, I can tell that they change. I don't know exactly how it works, but the messages be coming out different. What is this daughter in reverse? Judgment. Look at that. As soon as I said Scorpio. Ciao. Somebody may be being called out. Or somebody's finding out maybe that a girl or a daughter is not theirs. Let me see. Chariot and the Two of Cups. Ooh, excuse me. Chariot and the Two of Cups. What is man crying reversed? Good Lord. The Seven of Swords. Knight of Cups. And the Hierophant, which is the teacher. I don't know. Somebody may be offering to give someone knowledge or to teach someone or be their mentor, or somebody is asking you to do this for them. But I feel like as you move forward or as you talk to this person, you're going to realize that maybe their intentions are impure. It's like you're waking up to someone's intentions behind a situation. What's the Judgment and the Seven of Swords? The Knight of Cups, yeah. Something also that you could be teaching someone or telling them could be enlightening them to a person in their life that's disloyal, or a person in their life who they can't really trust. Temperance and the Star card. What was that other card, y'all? Y'all hit the like button. I'll be in it. In there like swimwear, man. The Hierophant, that's what it was. Yeah. With the Temperance and the Star card, somebody's intentions are pure. Could be Sagittarius energy, Aquarius energy, Cancer, possibly Aries for a few of you. Taurus, Libra. There's definitely somebody here who's not using information for the right reasons. Hold on. Child, all the trucks coming down the street. The garbage truck just beat. They about to be loud. They about to be loud. But I don't know. What does it have to do with new love and happiness? Love and happiness. Love and happiness. Love and happiness. What's the lyrics to that song? Let me look that up. Hold on. Okay, so the trash just got taken out. I spared you the banging. But that's a song by Al Green, which I didn't know. But I mean, I knew it, but I didn't know it at that moment. And didn't Al Green have some things going on? And then the song is kind of crazy. Hold on. No, hold on, wait. Okay, so wait. No, I was thinking about Marvin Gaye. All right. So I was thinking about Marvin Gaye and his father. Yeah. That's crazy though. I don't know what happened to Al Green, but the lyrics is interesting because it says love and happiness. Yeah, something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. And then it said love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone. 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, talking about how she can make it right. Well, happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong. Being in love with someone, yeah. Oh, baby, love and happiness. Yes, love and happiness. Ooh, ooh. Here to say love and happiness. Yeah. You be good to me and I'll be good to you. We'll be together. We'll see each other. Walk away with victory. I'm just reading y'all the words so that you can kind of get the gist of the song. I mean, of course, y'all probably know the song, but like sometimes we sing songs and we don't really pay attention to the lyrics. And then he said, hey, 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 make you do right. Love will make you do wrong. Make you come home early. Make you stay out all night long. So it's like the duality of something. The right side up and upside down version. It's like the intention behind something. Like somebody had every intention of doing something in a positive way or being good, but it kind of has morphed into something negative because there's this like I don't know if there's a negative influence that's causing this shift or if it's like more so a set of circumstances. But it's really strange. What is this abundance, revenge, reevaluate, opportunist, career, employment change? Yeah, a shift. Child. So somebody could be changing professions, changing careers. This could be about what they're meant to do in life, like what God intends for them to do. 9 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. So somebody may want to change jobs. It's like someone's wish or desire or hope is to be able to change jobs or to work in a different profession. Because I feel like they're really good at it. Some people are really good at it, and some people it comes natural, and some people are trash. Look at that. That 3 of Pentacles. That gold pentacle is the only pentacle that look like something. The red one look sloppy. The blue one looks sloppy. The yellow one is the one that looks good. And there's only one person in that group who's really qualified or prepared or equipped or skilled enough to do whatever that job is. And it's like they're meant to, it's like with the Wheel of Fortune and the 3 of Pentacles, somebody is meant to be in a profession or they're meant to be in a certain field because they just have a talent for it. They have a knack for it. And that's kind of true with like Claire and Dr. Hunter and Malva. It's like Claire was kind of like meant to do what she did. You could definitely tell it was her calling. It was and now we're finding out in Blood of My Blood that it was kind of in her blood. And literally, Dr. Hunter had the same passion, but Malva kind of was intrigued by whatever this is because of other reasons. There's something here that can't be taught. It has to be like natural, because somebody's personality is not in alignment with whatever this is. It's like their personality or their nature or maybe the way that they were raised isn't necessarily in alignment with whatever this is that they're doing or that they want to do. This could be a situation where some of you guys are changing careers because you just don't feel passionate about what you're doing and you want to do something that you're passionate about. And there could be somebody who is going to show up to help teach you and give you the knowledge that you need. But you're also going to be challenged to let go of anything negative that's influenced you up until this point or that influenced you in the past. Some of you could be teaching someone who needs to do that as well. What's the Wheel of Fortune? One more card. 9 of Swords. Yeah, so somebody's afraid to like change their career, or somebody's afraid to change jobs or something like that. Strength. Yeah, some of you guys are being asked to overcome your fear. It kind of feels like some of you are the ones who are like Dr. Hunter and Claire and what's her name? I forgot the lady's name. The Native American who mentored Claire as well, that they talked about. Nyaween. Yeah. Magician and the Star card. It's going to take courage and bravery because there's a lot that's going to be uncovered from underneath the surface that's going to be exposed. It's like, you're going to be seen. Look at that. And then there's the Devil card. It's something that's very tempting because you have a lot of power in a situation. But you have a lot of prayers, hopes, wishes, dreams, goals for something positive because of what you can do with the work. But you can't get distracted because there's like this thin line that you can walk, right? Like if you're a doctor, what's that lady who went to jail? She was a nurse and she went to jail because she was basically euthanizing people because she had the capability to do it. She knew how to do it and she had access to the, things to do it. And she was basically on trial because she got caught doing that. It's like the power that you possibly may gain in a situation from doing whatever this is could be very tempting when it comes to what you can do. And that's why I tell y'all, it's like, it's not a flex to be into esoterics or spirituality or into the occult and then go around telling people like, oh, my ancestors gonna chew your ass up and spit you out. That's lame as fuck, bro. That's some real like peon type shit. You get what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who flaunt, that they're spiritual and they flaunt all of this cliche TikTok spirituality. And nothing against TikTok. TikTok is its own situation. And, we go through stages when we learn about esoterics and when we learn about occult things, and it's just like somebody, they actually have a name for it when people go to school for like psychology or something like that, and they start diagnosing everybody with something because they just got this taste on their tongue of psychology, and now they know what everybody's problem is because they just went to school and read some books, but they really haven't gotten into it yet. And it's like, when you're a teenager and you're learning how to drive and you get your license, you think you the best motherfucking driver out there, but really you don't know nothing. And you got an angel watching you because you this close to getting in accidents every week, maybe every day, because you really don't know what the fuck you doing, but you figuring it out. Like a driver who's been driving and actually, and there are more sirens. This is only possible if you're actually taking the experiences you have and gaining something from it, right? Because you can be an old fool too. Okay, let's not. I don't think we don't have time to talk about the conversation with the old fools who think they know because they've been around longer, but really because they haven't applied the lessons that have been presented to them, they really don't know what the fuck they talking about. Yeah. So it's like weird. It's like that type of energy where it's like, whether you're young or old, whether you're new or old, whether you're fresh or you've been in the game for a long time, like whatever level of expertise or knowledge that you have, I feel like Pisces Spirit is telling you that you have the capability to reach a point where you're great. You have the capability to reach a very high level of whatever it is that you're doing because you're meant to be doing it. But I feel like there's also this fear or this anxiety that you're starting to get over, but that you've been grappling with lately about the power that you hold because you're very conscious of it and you don't want to misuse or abuse it, because there could be a lot of situations. And, sometimes I feel like there are appropriate situations where, sometimes it's necessary for you to say certain things. When people are just, even if, I can't tell you what the appropriate time is, right? But there are certain situations where people just think that they know something, or they think that they are so smart about something. And I know a lot of you guys, Pisces, can literally end a conversation of stupidity with very few words because you can read somebody and all you got to do is tell them about themselves and they stop in their tracks because they're like, what the fuck? How did you know that? It's like the shock of somebody reading them for filth is enough to shut them down with whatever nonsense that they're spewing. And I think sometimes that's appropriate. Sometimes you may need to tell people like, hey, you dibbling and dabbling in some shit that might have you out here in some type of psychosis. You're dibbling and dabbling in some shit that might have you out here with your booty out, ass up in the air, waiting on somebody to walk up with no Vaseline. And that's some real ass shit. Like when you got to tell your kid, like my uncle, I went to the funeral on Saturday, and my other uncle told me a story about how my other uncle, listen, I got two uncles, the older one and the younger one. The younger one told me a story about how the older one came and found him in the streets of Chicago when he was like younger than 16 and whooped his ass with a belt that had brass buckles on it or some shit. Now, this is back in like the 60s, all right? But it's just like sometimes kids need an ass whooping. That might be an unpopular opinion, bitch, but all this gentle parenting shit, listen, I'm not saying you should, everything has extremes. And you see how I keep getting cut off in what I'm saying? It's because no matter how you slice it, somebody's going to have a problem with something at some point or another. If I say kids sometimes need to get their ass whooped, you got some green ass bitch who don't have no kids trying to tell me how I'm wrong about what the fuck I'm saying, but ain't never raised no kid in their life. And then you got some adults who have kids and they're horrible parents. And the person who don't have kids might have more knowledge than the person who does. You get what I'm saying? How does that go? It's such a flip-floppy situation. You might have a young person that's a better driver than an older person because the older person never learned from their fucking mistakes and decide to keep living their life in a crazy way versus the younger person who's observed and absorbed knowledge and wants to do better. It's crazy. So it's like you can't judge a book by its cover. You could have a young person who's very intelligent, smart, wise, and they're overlooked because of their age. But you could have an old person who's a fucking fool and always been a fool and gonna always be a fool because they refuse to learn. You could have somebody who's a very good parent and who understands how to raise children in a way that hopefully will benefit them in the future and nurture them properly. And you could have somebody who's single and childless who knows a lot better than a lot of these parents out here who got the game fucked up. And that's kind of what this feels like. And I'm not sure exactly like what it's about, but I kind of feel like you guys need to understand the capability that you have to do something because you're a lot more capable or qualified than a lot of people who are in the game right now. And there's some of you who need to watch your ass because you're tiptoeing and skating around on thin ice because you think you're smarter than what you actually are. And you think that you can do things that you actually aren't supposed to be doing, which is ultimately leading you from a place of ego and causing you to put people or yourself at risk. I feel like if somebody is coming towards you with some type of offer or apology or something to heal a situation or, I don't know exactly what this is. I would just be very mindful of someone because, excuse me. I don't know. I just kind of get this vibe where someone is not innocent in a situation or it's like they have ulterior motives. Any other insight for Pisces? The side piece, child. It says there's a third party involved in this situation or someone else's actions are going to influence the outcome. Yeah, I feel like it was going in reverse. There could be somebody here who wants to influence your opinion of a person or your thoughts of a person or influence the decision that you make. And you're gonna suspect this. You're gonna suspect this person of being disingenuous, the insightful. Know what you really want from a given situation so that you may gain understanding of what you truly desire. Because there's a third party trying to influence the outcome or influence you. And then we have the alchemist. Change is taking place, transforming bad situations into gold and bursting the limitations that bind you. The magician with the star card. So it's like if you have a good intention for doing something, if you have, a positive desire to come out of whatever it is that you're doing and you've removed your ego from the situation and you can understand even if you removed your ego, Pisces, but you could still understand how, your ego may play a role in the decisions that you make or that you could be influenced by someone because they, trigger your ego. But you still have good intentions behind what you're doing and you're trying to stay cognizant and aware of how you move. I feel like do what it is that you're good at. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't make decisions based on what other people want you to do. It's kind of like, what's good for you in a situation. There could be new love or there's something about roses, okay? Because there's 2 roses here. Well, there's 2 cards with roses on them. Okay, I feel like with these 3 cards together, it's like Spirit kind of wants you to fall in love again with life, with your life, with who you are, with what it is that you do, to have fun with what it is that you do, to allow yourself to grow and evolve in the way that's best for you. despite what other people think, despite what other people want you to do. And I feel like that's the only influence that you should pay attention to. Like, a lot of people want me to read cards in a way that benefits them. And, you know, a lot of y'all motherfuckers who watch readings got the game fucked up. Because it's actually not supposed to ever be about really anybody else. It's always supposed to be about yourself. And everything that I talk about that could be challenging or that could trigger your ego because it could be speaking negatively about you is more than likely something that you need to deal with or that you've had to deal with at some point in your life. And the only people who aren't offended are those of you who are actually doing the shadow work and evolving from these immature behaviors. And the people who get mad and click off and report my content and then get mad and don't want to support the channel are you hoes that got an attitude because I said something that hurt your little feelings. Because you're not watching the reading for the right reason, bitch. And at the end of the day, it's like, I know that some of you may be triggered validly, but you don't take it wrong or you don't blame me. You just go inward and you evaluate whether it's something you still need to deal with, something that you're currently dealing with, or something that you've gone past and actually worked on. And it's just a confirmation that you've healed. Right? I'm not calling none of y'all the B word who are doing it the right way. It's like now, because you guys who are in that position and you can either see clearly what needs to change or you can see clearly what needs to be evolved, or you have the confirmation that you're on the right track with whatever you need to do at this particular moment. That's what's giving you the step up. That's what's giving you the upper hand because you're actually qualified, right? You're paying attention in class, whether it's literal or figurative. But there's definitely a person here who I feel like just be mindful of, you know, their intentions, because they may want to know something that you know or gain some type of secret information that you have in order to use it for the wrong reasons, or possibly figure out what you're thinking so that they can influence your decision or choice. It kind of feels like somebody's trying to get in your head, because that Malva girl, while I understand that she was mistreated severely and it was a very bad situation, she also was very manipulative, and it's kind of like she fell even deeper into her own despair by being very conniving and manipulative when she could have had every opportunity. Like, Claire came into her life to help her. Claire came into her life to kind of show her a different way. And instead of appreciating that, and instead of like valuing that and being grateful for that, she turned on her. She turned on her and accused her husband of something that he would never do, caused a rift almost between their marriage. But because their marriage was so strong and rock solid, she couldn't do it. And she literally caused all of this fucking chaos and damn near caused Claire to be in trouble for her own death. It was crazy. All right, y'all. So basically, that's what I feel like it is. All you guys can do is give the information, but what people do with it or how people use it, that's on them. And if you can help it, I feel like what Spirit wants you to just keep in mind is if you feel like somebody's not going to use the information properly, you don't have to give them the information, right? You just don't. If you have a sense or a feeling that somebody's going to misuse some type of information or try to use it against you in some way, you don't have to give them the information. Don't feel sorry for folks out here. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. Somebody's about to get an opportunity, and there's a third party who's trying to infiltrate this to manipulate the situation to their advantage, right? So whoever's getting the opportunity, there's a third party coming in between the opportunity and whoever's receiving it to try to twist and turn the perception or the situation into something that would benefit them because they're an opportunist. Hangman. And then the Justice card, Pisces, Libra, Taurus, possibly with the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like somebody's trying to get you to see an opportunity from a different perspective, or they're trying to sway the way you see something. You could be waiting for an opportunity to come, and I feel like it's coming, and you've been waiting for it for a long time, and somebody's trying to make it seem like you don't want it or twist your perspective towards it. This could be a person, love and happiness, right? This could be somebody trying to twist your perspective of a person. This could be somebody trying to twist other people against you. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. There's some type of opportunity that you're receiving that's going to take you out of a position of lack. Okay. Three of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. See what I'm saying? Or you're very charitable. You're very loving. You're very giving. You want to help people who are less fortunate, help people in need, give where you can. It doesn't always have to be money. It's literally just, it could be knowledge. It could be resources. It could be access to resources, information. Maybe you know somebody who needs government assistance and you've been able to figure out how to navigate the system. Not jug the system, navigate the system. Maybe you understand a certain discipline, because I said discipline at first, I think. You know a certain discipline, and I think that's something to do with like medical stuff. I don't know, child. But whenever you know a certain discipline, it means I think it means that you know like a certain sect of something. You're aware of a certain way that people do it over here when it comes to this group. And then there's other people who are in a different discipline and they know it from this perspective, but you have your own perspective. I feel like there could be someone here lying to you and telling you that they need help with something, or they could be trying to play on your charitable nature. There could be someone here trying to play on your giving nature. And they don't really need whatever you, I guess, have to offer, or they don't want it for the right reasons. Or somebody could even be lying to you about an opportunity that's actually really good for you, but that they don't want you to see as positive. Yeah. Somebody could also be lying and saying that they can't help you when really they can. They just don't want to. There could be somebody here offering you a job. Like it feels nefarious, right? Like it feels like, oh, I can't help you. I can't help you financially, even though they probably could. They're like, oh, I can't help you financially, but if you do this work for me, then I could pay you. Or if you do this job for me, it kind of feels crooked. It feels crooked. Like, it feels like somebody trying to take advantage of your need, or take advantage of you in your time of need. Just make sure whatever you do, you're doing it because you want to do it. Because if this is a situation where somebody knows you're in need and they're holding some type of grudge, they may be trying to get back at you for something. Temperance. Look at the hat. Look at the similarity. Two of Cups. Yeah, it's like there's somebody here who may even be having a conversation with someone about like setting you up or something like that. It feels very strange. Yeah, 3 of Cups, 2 of Cups, and the King of Swords with this Temperance card. It's like there's a group of people who's coming together for a common cause and like partnering up or agreeing to partner up to tell you something that could possibly be a lie because they know you don't have any other option, because they want to get you to give something, or they want to get you to like take action on something, take a job that they don't want, do something that they don't want to have to do. It's like they want you to be the one to do it because they know you'll take it because you need the money, or they know you'll take it because you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place type of vibe. Like 2 people who get together and say, oh, let's get the Pisces to do it. Yeah. Or it's like, oh, let's tell Pisces, like say it's coworkers and y'all have a group project and the manager or whoever's in charge told you guys that you have to work on it equally, but maybe you weren't there when everything was explained. Maybe you were out sick or whatever, and then you get back to work and you're in this group, and the 2 people who don't really want to do the work hatch this plan to tell you, oh, the manager said you got to do this, this, and that. When in reality, y'all are all supposed to be doing it together, and they're giving themselves the easy job while giving you the hard job. Yeah, Chariot and the Ace of Wands. Somebody's definitely trying to balance out a situation, or somebody's definitely trying to rush and tell you something or communicate something to you in order for a situation to go the way they want it to go and work out the way they want it to work out, so that they receive what they want, but it may be putting you at a detriment. Because something's going on here where somebody is not utilizing their power in an ethical way or something. Interesting. It's definitely a double standard too, because there's this double standard of like what girls are supposed to do versus what boys are supposed to do. And I'm saying it like that on purpose. I'm not saying it because I'm ignorant or insensitive. I'm saying it because that's somebody's mentality. It's like, oh, girls are supposed to do this and do that, and boys are supposed to do this and do that. Like maybe you're in a profession or a career where you're the only woman there, or maybe you're the only man there, and like this may be a profession that you're not supposed to be in, or people think you're not supposed to be in, or they don't want to allow you to do it because they don't accept the fact that you're a man or that you're a woman. This could even be a situation with a father and a son, father and a daughter. And there could be a father here that's treating their son different than they treat their daughter. But they don't realize, like, whoever they're giving favoritism to is the one who's the fucking problem. And they're, like, creating other problems. Because if you go look it up, if you're not familiar with Outlander and Malva Christie and the Christies, baby, there was a lot going on, child. There was a lot going on, and that girl was done wrong, but she also had the free will. So it's like, yes, if you were done wrong in a situation, or if you were mistreated, maltreated, and rightfully, you have a right to be upset, or you have a right to, excuse some of your behavior to the way that you were treated. That only goes so far for so long. You can't continue to play the victim role in a situation just because the way you were treated. You have to at some point, take accountability for the choices that you make. Because even though, psychologically, I can't say you might want to go see a therapist, but when I've seen a therapist, I'm talking about my opinion personally about my own life and reflecting upon it with you. When I saw a therapist and I was starting to dig into why I make certain decisions, it always stemmed from what happened to me. But then there had to be this turnaround where my therapist would highlight the fact that while I have every right to feel the way I feel, how long, it's like asking those questions. How long am I going to continue to allow someone to control my existence and my reality? What is it that I need to finalize that situation in my mind, in my heart, in my soul? And that's the question where it's like, okay, when does it go from like being a victim to being someone who self-sabotages, right? Because your victimhood can very easily lead you into a path of self-sabotage when you end up in situations where there are people who are trying to help you and you're so adverse, you're so against and opposed to those people and what they have to say that you don't even realize that you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. Biting the hand that feeds you, burning bridges, right? And I'm not saying that this is you guys. This could be someone who you know that you've cut off and you're taking a break from and now you're feeling happy. This could be someone who you may end up encountering that you have to be very cautious of because they are this way. It could be someone who you're aware of that you may find out something happens with them. I don't know. But that's kind of what, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Somebody really needs to understand. Do not bite the hand that feeds them. And you never know who's the one feeding and who's the one biting. And you got to check yourself if it's you, or you got to make sure you evaluate the situation and use your discernment to make sure that's not you. Rudraksha. Zen. It says, walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet. Pack light. If you don't get your act together, you might have to pack light. Ooh, bad vibes. You gonna probably be right back tomorrow. Might as well pack light. Morganite, love. If you love somebody, let them go. For if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they were never yours. They never were. Okay. Yeah. So don't feel guilty about people who've left your life, the trash being taken out, the old proverbial vehicles of relationships that you were using that now need to be towed away. All of that happened during this reading. And I just feel, that some of you may need to understand that there could be somebody who is trying to guilt you or shame you into doing something that benefits them, or into giving them information that will benefit them for the purpose of doing something that's negative. And you don't need to be involved with that shit. Or you may be getting bullied or tricked into doing something that is more than what you should, because you may be trying to help someone who don't want your help. Selenite, magic. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Right. So you can't convince motherfuckers. If motherfuckers don't want to see, they not gonna, ain't no amount of convincing or teaching gonna help somebody see the truth. That's why I don't give a fuck about talking to folks how I talk to people. And some of y'all are like, well, Casey, you don't even have to address it. You don't even have to say it. Yes, I do, bro. Let me handle this. I tell my kids all the time, like, when I tell them to do something, they'll do the opposite, or they'll come and question me about what I told them to do. And I'm like, I'm not fucking 5 years old. It's from love, though. I know they do it with love because they're confused. They're like, why did you tell me to do it like that? You don't understand. And everybody, and like, just like a lot of people don't understand why I do things the way I do and why I say things the way I do, some of y'all get it. And baby, I love you. Okay. I love y'all with all my heart and soul. But some people don't understand why I say the things the way I say them, or why I do things the way I do it. And even some of y'all who love me dearly don't get why I say what I say, but you at least respect me for knowing myself enough to know that it's a reason. You may not understand the reason, but y'all respect me enough to know that there's a reason and not to necessarily question it. Now, I don't ever want you to feel like you can't question what I say, because again, you need to go with your own intuition. But a lot of you guys understand that some of the messages aren't for you. And you understand that you can come and go as you please. And you understand that this is not a cult. And you understand that you are empowered to make your own decisions and use your autonomy and free will. And there's certain people who come here and they expect for me to constantly be stroking their dick, proverbially, metaphorically, or you know, blowing air up their booty hole. I don't eat groceries. I don't bag groceries no more. I don't eat groceries. I don't do nothing with them groceries. And I'm not blowing no smoke up nobody's fucking ass. And that's why it's hard. Because I have to be this way in order for the message to be pure. In order for this negativity that could be floating around not to come back on me. Because my spirit team wants me to be protected by saying everything that I have to say in the way I have to say it, in order for me to get the message to who needs to hear it, while also making sure that I don't go down with some of y'all hoes sinking ass fucking ships. Cause I'm not gonna do it, bitch. So if it's a situation where, you know, I need to say things a certain way, it's because it needs to be abundantly clear about what is being said, so that there can be no chance for miscommunication, right? And people can purposefully misunderstand you, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's why it has to be said the way it has to be said, so that there's protection against those people who are going to come in and misconstrue and purposefully misunderstand and misrepresent what the fuck is going on. It's impossible, bitch. So for those of you who are in this position where, cause what ended up happening, Malva was pregnant. And she ended up being found taken up out of here and sent back on to glory by somebody who was not Claire or Jamie Frazier. But because she had made certain accusations prior to her passing, they were accused because of her treacherous behavior behind the scenes and her lack of appreciation and gratitude for what they were trying to do for her. But their names ended up being cleared. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys, especially those of y'all who watch till the end, especially those of y'all who are really serious about your growth and, you know, your spiritual journeys, if there's anyone who is trying to misrepresent, misunderstand, misuse, or abuse their power and authority, any mishaps that are going on, a lot of you, your name is being cleared because there's someone here who is realizing that you were aware of some type of deceitful behavior, or that you attempted at least to enlighten people to the truth of the matter prior to shit hitting the fan, but folks just chose to do what they was going to do. So at the end of the day, you're free of liability, right? And now it's a time for you to have peace, to gain some type of respite, to have a break, to be able to recharge, and to possibly have new experiences that are beautiful and happy come into your life, which shows you the inverse experience of what you've been having thus far. When we go back to the Al Green song that we talked about, okay? So walk lightly. Walk light. Do not walk with a heaviness in your chest or in your back or in any of your body due to what other people have done to try to tarnish your character. Because at the end of the day, everything is going to be rectified. Please do not go after revenge, because you will end up spiting yourself. And I think that's what a lot of you need to know. It's like, that's just what it is. And if people aren't going to understand your approach to situations, that's not your responsibility. And I hope that helped y'all. Okay. So please like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. Get excited because a lot of y'all's names are about to be cleared. All right. Get in the comments. Let me know if it resonated. If you gained any type of major benefit and you want to take it a step further, please consider donating to PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. The super chats are great, but the donation options below are actually the most effective way to help the channel, you guys. If you want to get a reading, a personal reading with tarot cards, if you need to talk about some things and get things off your chest and you need a pen pal, or you want me to just send a prayer up there, okay, my spirit team has given me the go ahead to use them to help you guys with the right intentions. If you come asking for a prayer and it's got some negative shit behind it, your prayer is not going to be asked for, or it's not going to be done. All right. And the stipulations are on the website, you guys. But if there's any service that I provide that you feel like would offer you some type of assistance, don't hesitate to click the link in the description box. I really appreciate all of you. And I just want you to know from the core of who I am that I want you guys to understand what I've understood, because I want you guys to be great, just like I want to be great. And I feel like if we all work together to do what we can on an individual level personally, we can actually make some big changes, even if it doesn't seem like it. Okay. So again, like and subscribe, you guys. And most importantly, Pisces, remember, this is our circle, booze. Bye.